Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, it's just a day in March. It's a lovely bright sunny morning. It's not going to stay like that. The forecast is to be 12 o'clock. It's to be pissing rain again. The flood has actually gone off the lawn. There was two floods there, both, and actually three, one in that hollow, one in the hollow out there, and one in front of the house. But yeah, so we're waiting for dry weather to get back on the slurry campaign. There's a good bit of work has been backed up now. No one has spread because either ground is too wet or there's rain in the short-term forecast, and there's no point spreading it when you know the next day is going to be absolutely pissing rain and it's going to wash away. Not good for the environment and not much value out of it for the farmer. There's a lot of work, slurry work to be done, and we're also kind of waiting to get going at the groundwork, tilling and that. We have some dung out ready to plough our sunflowers, and we have half of our pumpkin ground spread ready to plough that. Need to get them done early for weed control. But anyways, that's the crack. It's wet. And first job, check the calves, check the feeder, push in, feed the bulls, go around, check all the cattle that's outside, and then we see what we get up to for the rest of the day. In the morning, do a bit of work in the house, replying to emails and all that fun stuff on the computer, then head out and get a bit of work done. We'll go check on the calves. First job, powder. Little bit of a rush on the feeder there this morning now, but also the shed is full now. The last calves have come in. They're on that side. They're due to be let out today. Liv just has to vaccinate them, so we might get to that later. Really and truly don't know what's going to happen today or what jobs are going to be done. We just go through the motions and we see what we get up to. While the lid is open, it won't mix milk. The feeder topped up. Keep around milk shake. There's a wee bit of a rush on the feeder for some reason. Well, it's more of a, the calves, when they're a month old, they come to us. They're usually institutionalized to feed morning, feed evening. When the cows get milked, the calves get fed. And they're here, some of them are here now 3 weeks, some of them are only here a week. But they're still kind of institutionalized, haven't grasped that I can feed whenever I want. So they still feed morning and evening. I just walk through the shed, check everyone's okay. When Liv comes in later, then she can run through who has to be fed, who hasn't. Just give them another hour to eat. This is their meal. This is the training pen, so they're just off, ready to come. So this is what we're feeding at the minute. So it's blended. So we got a nutritionist to do us up a ration to make use of what we had in our beans and our barley. So we're using 1/3 beans and barley of our own, and then we're putting in 2/3 of Dehorning, soybean, Clarenda and molasses. Clarenda flake maize, if you don't know. Working out at €270 a tonne to make, and that's including our own barley at the price it's currently making on the market, which is not a lot. The one thing that we will be taking out is the straw. There's a bit too much straw in it. We may reintroduce the straw to when we mix it for calves going back out when they go out to grass, as the straw can help with the digestion in their gut if they're on good leafy grass. So just ready for bedding now, so we'll bed them there later. But the big thing with the wood chip is the bedding is dry. Like, there's no dampness in the bedding, which is massive. So it is, but everybody's looking fine. I'll show you this Jersey here. So this lad here is one of our Jersey Cross bull calves. He's on ab-lib milk, and I think he's doing really well. So he's nearly 2 weeks on it now, but he's really stretching out and growing, so he is. Aren't you, boss? Aren't you? Based on how he's nearly doing alone, you'd be damn near wanting to put them all on ab-lib, but we want to see what the difference is between ab-lib and non before we make that decision. But very impressed with how he's turning out anyways. Okay, of course, is built into that track and outside of the shed, so feeding it is pretty easy. Just tossing it into the hay rack below. I need to leave some out for Liv's goats then too. I'll throw 2 flakes the other way. So just do the rounds around the yard, check all the bulls and everything, make sure everyone's okay. So we had them out yesterday, we weighed and picked our next few bulls for the factory. So that's the next job on the list. Everyone looks fine. So just came in to get straw blower, and the new feeder is just getting set up here. So David bolted down. They're just coming back. I don't know, they'll come back today or tomorrow. No, they won't be here today because today's a bank holiday, but they'll be back tomorrow to finish plumbing it up. So it's the same as the other feeder. It's an Urban Calfmon or Urban Alma Pro Fitness Plus. So it has all the bells and whistles like the last one. This one though, it has a liquid dosing applicator, whereas the other one is a powder dosing applicator. So with the liquid dosing applicator, we can put the precision microbes into the milk as it's fed to the calves. That's why we went with that this time. Get the 27-25 and we'll go bedding. So shed is washed out, ready for wood chip and ready for calves then in another day or two, and then the fun starts. It's all well and good one shed, but when you get into the second shed, that's when it starts to get into a bit of work feeding calves. But anyways, so we're bedding straw now. So we use the straw blower, it tosses up the square bales, leaves them real nice and fluffy. Then we just go in and move around with the board. Makes a really good job of it. So Jackson's on full throttle, she's on half throttle, just so that she's not pelting it in. It's just kind of go into the pen. So we do this every other day kind of, but you can definitely see the bedding is staying so much drier. So much drier with the wood chip. I'm eating my camera. Just giving Liv a hand to vaccinate the guys in this pen. So these are big calves, and they're trained now, ready to go in with the general population. So we're using the crush or the Dehorning crate because of the size of these calves. Just make it easier to get the IBR vaccine up the nose. These guys have already got the other vaccine on the farm they came from. So it's a bit of a bonus. They already have one protection. It's just to get the IBR now. If anyone's wondering why aren't we dehorning while we have them in the crate, because you don't dehorn and vaccinate the same day. Get these guys done. What is there, 15 of them? So yeah, bit of work to be done. Now that is calves vaccinated, training pen down, and now that's that shed finished now. All the calves are in it for this year. So what are we, 3 weeks now with the first 4 weeks? Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks, so another 4 weeks and we should have the first of them starting to be coming off milk. But anyways, we'll go get some coffee now and we'll move on to the next job. There's Percy. How's Percy?
So nosy,
isn't he? So just put on the Massey trailer as we have to go get a load of barley. We're just about out of barley now for feeding the bulls, so we have to pick it up from Dog Farm. And tell you something for nothing, if I get this grain shed done this year, it's going to save us so much time. And it's also just starting to spit rain too, so that's also fun. We'll go check on all these cattle. That's out. See that everyone's okay. Just out here with Harahan born calves. So we have them out on the multi-species sward. They're on a section of it. They're getting into it. It's wet out here, but they're not doing too much damage. So they're on 2 kilos of meal a day of the stuff we're mixing. They do not seem very bothered about it. We have the hut down with them as well, so they can get in out of the rain if it comes bad. But yeah, so we did give them a smaller area. You can see the line going across and down, so we've given them more down at the very bottom there, so it's good and green below. And then once they kind of get into that a little bit more, maybe in another 3 or 4 days, then we'll move the whole lot onto the next paddock over. We just started them off, kept them a bit tight just so that they wouldn't go gallivanting on us. But yeah, it's just wet and mucky out here, but it's not too bad. They're not doing too much damage, just a bit around the trough. But yeah. So we're just tipping down the canal line because we want to check the calves that are on the, or the bulls that are down on the very bottom square. So that's our multi-species sward there, lovely and green. So that's where the autumn-born calves, they'll just rotate away there now for yeah, for the spring. The next paddock, the great grass on, that's the one we'll hopefully get reseeded this year. We'll tidy up one of the drains and fix up a fence on one side, maybe get a hedge planted, but get that one reseeded. Then the bulls are on the bottom one, the stony field as we call it. It's going to go for silage or hay, so they're getting that eaten off, so we'll check to see they're okay. There's a good bank of grass ahead of them down here. There they are there now. So we'll have a way of getting down off the canal here down to them. So we'll go out and check on them, but they're all lying out here. They look quite happy, so they do. So me and Bertie are going to check on the rest of the cattle. We'll just drop it back in the yard to feed all our small stock. So we're going to go check on 3 other batches. Anyways, what will Bertie? So we're just coming up to the heifers out here. It's quite windy, but heifers are looking and doing really well. So they're still on the side should we let them out on the other day. Now they are getting down into it. We're at the point now, there's still grass there for them, but we're at the point where we want to start closing this up for silage. So there's a small bit of fencing to do on the field out there through their side of the hedge. When we get that done, we're going to shift them all out there, and then we'll come in here with pig slurry and the grass harrow and try and pull up some of that old dead grass, just see what happens, see if it makes much of a difference. But heifers are doing really well, very happy with them. So I am, so I can't count on them. Just walk through them all, and yeah, happy days. Move on then to the bulls that are out here then as well. So we're just up with the boys, so we'll fork out the feeder trailer, give them some more. So we're up here in a yard. There's a yard in the middle of the farm up here, from where the 2 farms were basically merged into one. So we'll fork out the middle of the silage at the trough out to the edges so they can feed it, and then it'll be filled again tomorrow. So we're out here now in the field that they're beside the yard. There's the yard. So we're strip grazing this to see how it gets on. So we have our wire here, and move it, give it another day. Maybe I'll step it on a bit, and but yeah, the plan now is to strip graze this, feed them in the yard, and then strip graze it on that way. It's a small enough field, but we'll strip graze to see how it gets on. Get them to walk it into the ground anyways. But yeah, we'll step on the fence. So one more batch to check on when we're finished here. And just for those you keep saying, why don't we get sheep, why don't we get someone in with sheep or horses? Part of the lease agreement is no subletting, and why don't we just go buy sheep and put on it? Well, I'm not a sheep farmer. I have very little experience with sheep. It's one thing about getting 2 or 3 for the farm shop, but it's another thing to get 50 or 100 to put them out to eat grass that they won't want to eat on a farm that has no fencing for sheep. And I have enough hardship in my life without going down that road. So that's why there's no sheep, and we won't be getting sheep or having horses out here. So we have to try and do it with cattle as best as we can, and that's why we're buffer feeding them. And as you may see, there's a good bit of meal in the truck, because we're just really trying to feed them well to compensate for the walking they have to do to try and get rid of that stuff. But hopefully it comes right. But anyways, they'll be probably in this field here. SD card's full in the camera, so a lot of good. Weekend they should be finished there, and then they'll be moving this way onto the start grazing the big field which is behind me. And we'll start off that the first 2 they'll be going back into the yard. Just gives them a bit more shelter, and it means that when we feed them, I actually think it's a concrete yard underneath all the grass. So it might be something that we tidy up at some point with the telly. But anyways, one more batch to go check on, and then that's all the cattle seen to today. Father Phil is at home feeding. Liv is looking after her small stock, and she may be starting to dehorn calves. She was talking about it. So yeah, We'll finish up, check the last batch. Here's our next batch of bulls. So these are on the last silage field to be grazed of their rotation, then they're going on to paddocks. So I'd say another 3 days maybe, and then we'll move them on. Then they start paddock rotating. So seem happy enough, so they do. We'll just walk through them and check everybody's all right. And yeah, that's all the cattle check for today. So just back, so check in on the calves. They're all fast asleep in there. Not a dicky bird out of them. So there is not a dicky bird. So just giving Liv a hand getting set up to start dehorning calves. So just have the electric dehorner plugged in. So I want to pull back our box here, and then she can start putting 2 gates, so she can close in 4 or 5 calves at a time, give them the inoculant, and then put them in, dehorn them. That's it. And sorry, not inoculant, anesthetic. So get rid of a few horns. So just had the dinner. All the cattle work is done. So I just head off now to get this load of barley, and it is pushing it down. Totally different day from what the morning was like. So Father Phil is in the yard loading silage. We're selling pit silage at the minute because we have between a quarter and a third of the pit silage over. We still have all the bullocks are still inside there waiting to go out, waiting to get a couple of dry days together. We've got 3 dry days in a row in the forecast. They go out. Just won't let them out in this weather. Need to get a couple of days in a row dry before you let them out. But we have any amount of silage over, so we're selling that at the minute. Just to empty out the pit so that we'll be able to put in fresh stuff, and it's just not this big bank of stuff at the back of the pit. Let's go and dehorning calves. I go get this load of barley. Anyways, yeah, so that's where we're at now. Oh, this weather would really depress you. So here's our load of barley back. So forgot the camera. So anyways, so yeah, to get a load of barley back is taking 2 hours, and you need a load about every 2 weeks. And yeah, just getting really tired of it. I'm pricing the grain shed at the minute. So the grain shed, these are 18-foot bays here, so 18 foot, 36 foot between 2 bays. So I'm looking at 36 foot by 45 foot that way, 20 foot to the eaves. Big enough to tip, hopefully, I don't know, is 20 foot big enough to tip a silage trailer or not? May not be, but I think it should be big enough to tip, you know, like the size of a big Brahan or Smith grain trailer, you know, like the big modern grain trailer, not just our little old grain trailers. But yeah, just really tired of going up and down for grain. This is our pile of meal for the calves. So next time round when we mixed it in a ton to see what it's going to be like. No straw. The straw just, it isn't really needed, and more molasses. The molasses just wasn't enough. Instead of kind of mixing through it, it stuck into it in clumps. You can actually see there's a clump of molasses there. It didn't just mix right through it. But anyways, yeah, so now me and Liv are going to go fencing. We're going back up to the heifers and fence the last bit of the next field that they're moving on to. So yeah, we'll be on. So we have to fence along the road now. You'll notice our easy reeler. Well, probably one of the best things for fencing we ever got, because it'll roll out pipe and roll out wire. And at the minute what we're using it for is to roll up the wire, because the wire that is on the farm and wherever it is in the hedge. It's tied around trees, it's on various bits of things. It's decent enough wire, but we have to roll it up out of the hedge, then relay it, put down new posts. So that's what we're doing. The corner one? Yeah. We'll use that corner one so it's holding the thing, but we'll probably want a post close to it. Yeah, we'll use one of the smaller posts. And we'll just bang in our post, join that wire into the wire that's their side of the hedge, and then that's this field ready for the heifers and power. And then there's a drinker in the bottom, just literally in a straight line there. There's a drinker there. But anyways, we get this fence wrapped up, but that is one of the best things around the place for fencing. So just after testing the fence, we have power, so it's being powered all the way around and out. It's wet, it's miserable, but the heifers are ready for a move tomorrow, so we'll move them in the morning when we're doing the morning checks. Yeah, it is windy, it's miserable, so yeah, we'll be on that time of the evening. Go through the calves again, top up with meal, top up with hay, check see how everybody's fed, and Liv's last job of the day anyways. I might find another job to do once we've this done, but say I give Liv a hand. So we're looking quite cozy in there, so they are. So while Liv is just getting numbers if there's any, hopefully not too many, but while Liv's doing that, it's a miserable month of March. Miserable. And it's been wet. As everyone says, it's been wet nearly since last July. We're getting into a position now where there's slurry workers backing and backing and backing up. There's a couple of lads maybe getting under a bit of pressure, and we're just waiting to get spreading again. That is literally just waiting to get going again. But the problem we're getting is for every day rain that comes and we push on and on into March, we really start then getting a bit on the tight side for trying to get tilling done and getting slurry out for lads. The one thing we have going for us now, Lee isn't with us for this week because he's on holidays, but we have Lee. My sister's coming back from Canada for a month, and my brother's off from college. That's why you don't see Bro's at college, so that's why you don't see him. He comes back every other weekend, but he's off for Easter for 2 weeks. So there'll be 6 of us on the farm. If the weather does take up, we should be well able to get ploughing and dung out and get tilling and get slurry done, so there'll be enough of us. That's the one thing that's going for us, but everything's just getting kicked on and kicked on down the road. It's just so miserable, you know. Really want to, the beans is the big thing now. I kind of have to be in before the end of March, and it's going to take a couple of days to dry before we can get ploughing and get them in, and this is running tight. How was everyone who's watching, how's everyone getting on? Anyone getting tight in silage? As I said, we're selling silage at the moment. We're perfectly fine for silage. On much groundwork to do, any fertilizer? I don't think anyone has fertilizer out. Slurry, what's everyone at? We're have slurry, space for slurry. I think there's actually pig slurry coming in tomorrow on the out farm to have it full for when we want to spread again. Probably when we spread the field the heifers are coming off, put slurry on that. Whenever we kind of are passing by with the system, there's, I don't know what's that, 12 acres of that, so it's not going to take too long to cover. But we're not too bad for slurry. We have silage. Bullocks are waiting to get out, and we're just kind of tipping about the yard, looking after stock, doing odd jobs, get a bit of fencing done, just waiting to get going. It's depressing weather, so it is. It's depressing. Anyways, I give Liv a hand and we feed up. Many calves to feed? 4 calves to feed, so it ain't too bad for the 100 calves that's in the shed. One thing we do when we are feeding calves, any of the calves that the feeder flags that we need to check on and make sure it's going. Some we have to feed, some we have to go in and check on, because it gives you graphs and stuff on how each calf is feeding and flags them. For every calf the feeder tells us to look at and we have to feed, we check with the thermometer to make sure their temperature is okay, and if it's not okay, the shot of antibiotics and a cold. Thankfully, touch wood, it's been pretty good so far. Have a calf, we had the one with a pooey bum, no temperature, so we give him a shot of microbes, and we'll do that till he's fine and should be grand. Also, just for anyone who's wondering, the scour I mentioned the last day we were in the shed, that cleared up. It was only one farm's calf, so we just assumed it was the transition between the milk they were on and the milk replacer we were on. The guy wanted to give it to, so he might. This is our stuff is sweet, so they tend to drink it. That's it. Bit of a pooey bum on him. Now on my leg, but he's just a bit pooey, that's all. He's drinking fine. Some disinfectant powder around the feeder. All right now, anyways. So Liv got on well today, dehorning. She got 15 calves done, so it's over 10% of the calves in here done. So it's a good start made to it. And doesn't have to do it 10 more times, and every calf in the shed will be dehorned. There is 8 Herefords in there, so they shouldn't need to be dehorned. When we first Hereford we had with horns, but they shouldn't need to be dehorned. One thing so far, and we probably won't be buying any of this year is heifers. There's no heifers in this shed, and it was kind of by accident. And now we've one shed without heifers. We're going to make a thing of not having any heifers this year. One less thing to manage. Keeping heifers from bulls, and then heifers always perform pretty poor anyways. So, all right now. So that's the shed done. There's the meal plugged in, the have hay, disinfectant down. Job's a good one. So we're just in the piggery, a wee bit of maintenance work. And the two girls had the drinking broken. So we have to wait for a replacement pipe. So put on a tap here, and then we can make sure everyone has water, and all will be good. So you can see how that pipe goes down in there, and it just broke that off. Try some pins. Like everything, the pigs are also waiting for it to dry up. Once the castle dries, then they can go back out again. But till then, we thought we might have them out now, but till then, they're in the piggery. At least we have it to put them there. So, we're just in the workshop now. All the jobs are done inside. So the cousin was just here. He's just after finishing off the return line on the injectors, and injector number 2 he's after getting sorted yet. He's just plumbing up and cutting all pipes to the right lengths and that. So the spool valves, auxiliaries, isn't auxiliaries?
Yeah, that's auxiliary.
Yeah. They're length tight. They just have to go in underneath there, and then there's a bracket I think catches them on.
To put them in something.
That's what's going on. It is going to be a slow week. Lee's not here, so, and we're just kind of waiting on more plumbing to be done. Will we have it started by the end of the week?
What's this bit?
Might have a video of it starting by Thursday. Maybe not.
Yeah, well, the
And then
is the
same with the 6480, just with Lee gone. This week is going to be a slow week in the workshop. We'll go get something to eat.
Has to be done too.
And that's it. Back inside now after having the tea. And admin now. Do a bit of admin. YouTube stuff, emails and all that fun stuff.
Washing away.
Do my washing away, as Liv says. Yes. That's what we're doing at the minute. Just waiting for the thing to dry up a bit so we can get back to feeling like we're doing something. For those of you wondering, when we do go back, Liv takes over basically all the work I done today, as in checking the livestock and doing all that stuff. So Liv becomes quite busy then when we're gone.
I'm always busy.
Always busy. I don't know there's much more to say, but that's just the typical wet day. If we remember what happened last year, we cut our first cut silage, it was 12th, 14th of May. Ground was wet, there was fields we couldn't cut. We tried sowing spring barley. The last of the barley, or we sowed crops the day after, and we got washed over. And a week later, we made hay where we couldn't mow for first cut silage. We made hay a week later. So the thing can turn around in a very short space of time. With the days getting longer, it's also a big help. So we'll hold out for the good weather, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it does come. And I was saying, a bad month of February curses every other month of the year. We had a bad month of February, so hopefully that means. And the other thing as well, March in like a lion, out like a lamb. So we had a bad first day of March, so hopefully the end of March, which isn't too far away now, is the start of the good weather. But anyways, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from me. Good luck.